Okay, so the next one is change the way you look at things, and the things you look at change. And that's a bingo.
Yeah.
You know, you can look at something as a very bad, how am I ever going to get out of this situation? I'm in terrible debt. I'm never going to get out of this. Until you look at that differently, you'll always be in debt.
Yeah.
Until you take those small little steps to pay off, even if it's $10 a week. And that just is painful because the end of that is so far away, yet you're changing the way you look at things and things are going to change.
I think the best example so the goal is like see problem as opportunity, or like there's a book called The Obstacle is the Way. It's like see the circumstances are set before you not as something that's happening against you, but something that's happening not just to you, but something that's happening for you. And the like raw or simple example they give is they show a picture of something, and it's like there's a few examples, like there's a horse. If you look at it this way, and if you turn it that way, it's a frog, horse, frog. They say that over and over again. And then another example is like one's like a picture of a lady and one's a picture of a man, or a 6 and a 9, and one person standing on this side and the other person standing on this side, and they're saying 6 9 6 9, and just changing your perspective changes what it is completely. So if you're facing a difficult set of circumstances, maybe it's not convenient, maybe it's not whatever, instead of seeing it as this is happening against me and I have to accept it or fight with all my might against it, and woe is me, terrible, blah, blah, blah. If instead you see it as an opportunity to develop mental toughness, courage, greater competencies, because you now understand whatever, you had to go through. Now you can help someone else with that. It's like, okay, now it's like opened up to opportunity in so many different ways, which is, everyone struggles with that. Like, anything we're saying is not like, oh yeah, I do this all the time.
Right. Well, along that line, and I shouldn't say this without knowing the name, but the tennis player from Eastern Europe, do you know his name?
Djokovic?
Is he's on
number
fire.
one?
Number one.
He's old. Not old, but
he's number one. Yeah.
He's like aging out of tennis, not coming in. Yeah.
Yes. So I watched something.
Djokovic, I don't know.
Yeah. 60 Minutes or what's the other show? Similar to 2020. It was one of those shows interviewing him, and he talked about mindset. And he said that, there are a lot of people that say you remove all negative thoughts and they're just not allowed into your brain. And he said, that is impossible. The question is how can you minimize the time that those thoughts come in, and that you quickly dispel them or turn them, on a dime, so that they're then not a negative, they're a positive. Right. And he said, that's what I work on. He said, because I have not been able to not have those thoughts, yet I can process them fast.
That sounds like a sports psychologist that was never really successful at athletics saying that this is what you need to do. And I think I watched that, and I've like watched interviews with him. He's fascinating to me. He talked about like, if you don't have those negative thoughts, you don't know you're losing. Like if you're down in a set, like, oh, it's all good. Oh, it's all good. It's like you're going to play slowly to lose versus like, I am down. This is not good. Like, and using that, to
fuel you.
Yeah, you just then have to transition. Like, this is not good. I'm going to do X, Y, or Z, and get in the right mindset,
And I've done this before.
Right.
So taking your mind back to when I did that before and how I did it, I'm going to do it exactly like that or better than I did it the last time, because I learned something.
Totally. And moving the focus from the score to the ball.
Yeah.
Like, okay, I see the score. Yes, I'm down. I need to look at the ball. What is the ball doing? Because that's the only thing that matters. That determines the score.
Yeah. As long as I hit the ball last.
Right. Totally.
That's all that matters. And
totally.
It's in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was listening to someone talk about martial arts or fighting or whatever, and they said that a lot of times when guys lose mentally, maybe in, second or third round, they will fight in order to not get knocked out or to not like completely lose.
Mm-hmm.
The goal is just to survive, but they've already lost in their mind. They're fine with that. They've accepted defeat. They're just like, how long can I get the timer to go before it's over? And I thought that was really interesting. Like, there's no way you win with that mindset. So it's like, if you could get in that mindset, but then get out of it, maybe you could come back and win. But as long as you're in that mindset, you're not going to take chances. You're not going to, unless you just get lucky.
I think about wrestling in that frame of mind, just because of the time frame and the solidarity in it. I guess there were many times when it was like, oh, geez, I got 50 seconds and I'm losing.
Totally.
And it wasn't that I thought through, okay, I'm down by 5. I got to get a reversal and I got to get 3 back points and then I'd be tied.
Right.
And if I get another takedown, then I'd win.
Right.
That boggles my mind that I wasn't at that point in time in my life.
At 16, you weren't thinking like that.
Yeah. So now the fun of it is, though, I have been working with the wrestlers a little bit and seeing how maybe I can help them in that.
Totally.
And watching their coach help them with management. And I'm sure our coach, Jim was helping us with that stuff. It just wasn't filtering into my brain at that time.
Yeah.
It didn't get in.
Well, the goal is to teach them so they mess up on wrestling. So when they get to the real world, they can do it right with something that really matters. Right. Wrestling's important, but real life really matters.
Yeah. So change the way you look at things and the things you look at